Well. Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. And today we'll be talking about the People's Drug Store, nonetheless. I'm just kidding. Remember the old People's Drug Store? Okay. We know that today we're going to cover CVS, but remember the old People's Drug Store? And we're going to get into a little bit of history, not about the People's Drug Store, about CVS, who acquired the People's Drug Store, and how they've been building their brand and making billions of dollars. That essentially, if you guys didn't already know, that CVS means Consumer Value Store. So it was started off as a convenience store, so to speak, and that's why you see a lot of other products other than the main focus is CVS Health. That is the new official name of CVS. It's called CVS Health, not just CVS or CVS Pharmacy, because majority of their profit, majority of their earnings come from their health department, comes from their so-called health sector within their clinics. But nonetheless, we're going to get into it. We're going to break this stock down, and I'm going to show you guys, regardless of the stock price, don't let it scare you, of how you guys can really make some really good cash in 2022. Well, first started off with the small joke of People's Drug Store. We know that's not all around. We understand that CVS bought People's Drug Store back in 1994, for you guys who did not understand that. And just for some fun banter on the side, we understand that Walgreens acquired the New York City area chain Wayne Reed, which also dealt in healthcare as well. Moving along here, family. For you guys who are not familiar with CVS and how many locations they have around the world, now this comes back from 2018. They had 9,921 locations, and to date in 2021, last year, of course, as of last year, 9,936 stores. So already you see that the pandemic hitting in 2020 and CVS still growing. And we're going to get in how they continue to grow. Whether it be in competition with Walgreens and increasing their market share. We'll even get into, what's the terminology? Is it hoteling, I believe, when you and a competitor store are usually across the street or on the same block together. That increases your market share, and also competitive pricing with advertising and marketing. They do all these sorts of things in order to increase their profit, which is their bottom line. Moving on. So let me break down Hoteling's law very quickly. And this is some of the reason why anytime you see a CVS, you see a Walgreens as well. This is just fun information I think that you guys probably would enjoy. Hoteling's law is an observation in economics that in many markets it is rational for producers to make their products as similar as possible. This is also referred to as the principle of minimum differentiation, as well as Hoteling's linear city model. Okay, so not only does it have to do with the physical location of a particular store, but also the similar products or even some of the same vendors that one uses. So if one is holding a particular sale, they will start to steal and take customers from each other. Take, for instance, most likely a lot of us may go to Walgreens because we believe that it's cheaper. So CVS, those is large sale, which then draws you back into the CVS brand, so on and so forth. We know how these companies get down. Now, one of the partnerships that I want to make you guys aware of that CVS have is with Microsoft. Okay, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this particular partnership that they have with Microsoft, but it states here on December 2nd of last year, and this came right, very, very silently. Today announced a new strategy alliance focused on developing innovative solutions to help consumers to improve their health while empowering over 300,000 CVS Health employees, including frontline workers, with tools to better serve more than 100 million people. Okay, so this is mostly data-driven in IT, but nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, CVS and Microsoft are in business together. Okay, well, let me show you some other people who are in partnership with CVS. Again, this is all the buildup. When I really start getting into the financials, I think This may be the new way of how I go about things. Teach you about the company, teach you about the stock, and then get into the financials. So a lot of you guys understand how this is being built. So let's get into it. Now, with that being said, here are the national partnerships. They're partnering with the Alzheimer's Association. And quick to note, let me inform you of this. I believe that all of these organizations, associations are not only national, but they receive federal grants in order to operate some of these studies when it comes to medical innovations and medical advancements, okay? So the Alzheimer's Association, the American Cancer Society, the American Diabetes Association, the American Heart Associations, Go Red for Women, the American Lung Association, the National Association of Community Health and Centers, the National Association of Free and Charitable Clinics. Ain't nothing free at CVS. I don't know what they're talking about. Truth Initiative, okay? Just to name a few. So again, we're building a premise here, and now let's start getting into why I believe that this is a really good stock. Now, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, let's just take it to heart. Let's take it to home. Let's take, for instance, say, hey, man, I know that you're doing, I know that you have the propensity, I know that you have the potential to do bad because no one's buying your product. No one is, I'm just giving an example. It has nothing to do with CVS. I'm just giving an example. No one's buying your products. I know that you're new in the business. So I'm going to give you $1 million. And then the person returns like, no, we're doing good. We're actually doing good. I don't know if you knew that. We're doing absolutely well. Keep your $1 million. Who turns down money? Who turns down money? The rule of thumb is always take the money, right? No, not CVS. CVS Health is returning more than $43 million it received from the federal government as part of a coronavirus relief. And the Health and Human Service Secretary, Azar, CVS Chief Executive Larry Merlo, they had an interview, and the CVS chief said, we have made the decision to return the funds and forego participation in subsequent disbursements. We hope to help HSS, which is Human Health Services, provide additional support to other providers who are facing significant financial challenges as a result of the pandemic. They say, no, give the money to somebody else. Give the money to someone else. We have enough money. We have over 9,900 stores, about to hit 10,000 stores here in the next year or so. Give somebody else the money. That's phenomenal. Anytime a company is like, we're going to give you the money back. Yeah, we thought we needed it, but here's $43 million back. I had to drive that home very quickly because I'm not giving the money back. It's a grant. Well, that's just me though, right? I'm operating off of scarce funds over here. But nonetheless, here's some of the services that CVS offers: pharma services, health and wellness services, health plans. In case you guys, this is actually a great thing for you guys who are entrepreneurs, right? And you have your LLCs, you have your S corporations. This may be a good way to go if you want to purchase your independent health plans, okay? FYI. Virtual care services, prescription drug and coverages that we all know of. Now, other things that they offer that you guys may not be aware of. Here's some of the vaccinations: Corella, COVID-19, DBT, Hep A, Hep B, HPV, the flu vaccine, Japanese encephalitis. You got measles, mumps, rubella, meningococcal, pneumococcal, polio, rabies, typhoid, zoster, and chickenpox. Okay, to name some of the vaccines so you guys are familiar of all the services. Again, we have to really drive home the worth that this stock is so you guys become motivated and informed investors. Now, without further ado, the money. In the last year, CVS has increased up to 40% in profit, okay? 40% in profit. In the last 3 months, 26%. The past month, 8%. The past week, 2%. And today in the pre-market, we're looking around 1.10%. We'll go with 1.10%. And for you guys who are not familiar with CVS, CVS Health Corporation engaging in the provision of health care services. It operates through the following segments: pharmacy services, retail or long-term care, healthcare benefits, and corporate, etc. Right? They started off in 1963, of course, with one of the purchases of people's drugstore. They have roughly 300,000 employees. Now, what's important to you guys, right? When you invest in this stock, we're looking at 1.90 dividends yield. That's almost 2%. And for this stock, I think that's around 50 cents or so, which is absolutely good because most times than not, depending on the stock share price, you're looking at dividends as only around like 20 or 30 cents, but you're getting a half a dollar for every share that you own, and that will pay out every 3 to 4 months. And hopefully you have that on recurring dividend investment. The 52-week low is $68 per share. The 52-week high is $107 per share. Now, some of the news that I think you guys should be familiar with: CVS raises 2021 profit view as COVID-19 vaccines test drive retail strength. Again, they're kind of telling you how they've been making their money. It's over COVID-19 vaccines because you know that your insurance companies are now paying for your COVID-19 boosters as well. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the news story that Pfizer came out with. Pfizer is now saying that we now need a booster for the Omicron variant. So again, look for profit shares for CVS to rise with that as well, because CVS and other non-retail sort of health clinics like United Healthcare, Concentra. I'm the only ones I can really be familiar with right now because I just got some myself. But nonetheless, look for those profits to rise as well. Now, buy at 75%, hold at 25%. And let's see what the bulls are saying. Bulls are always looking at the positivity of the market and why the market should be up. The firm entry into caregiving services has the potential to improve returns for all of CVS segments if it can help patients move more easily and cost effectively, manage chronic conditions through early intervention. I'm going to skip down to here. CVS combination with Athena creates the opportunity to view a patient more holistically by managing both medical and pharmacy benefits, which could lead to revenue and cost synergies for the organization. Okay, that was a bunch of blah. But as we see here on the earnings chart, we see that Q3 is slightly decreased, but I'm looking for Q4 to absolutely go up. We know that people who are in the same market, we got Walgreens, Johnson & Johnson, and Walmart. Don't forget Walmart has a pharmacy as well, but pharmacy, Walmart is a large consumer conglomerate, retail store. So blah, we're not going to compare them. We're directly compared with Walgreens. Now, I know that you see that Walgreens stock is around $54.61 per share. And I know that you saw that CVS stock was $106 per share. But wait, don't turn off the video, because again, you guys can invest with just $5 because of fractional and incremental investing. Now, let me show you something very quickly, family. Here's the forecasted amount for CVS. The median is $115 at 8.4%. The high is 17.9% at 125%. And I absolutely believe that CVS is going to do a lot better than this over the course of time, especially as this age where people are increasing their vitamin C, their vitamin D, their zinc, their echinacea. People are buying elderberry and all of these things to boost their immunity. Whether you have, the vaccine for the current situation we're in or not, people are still trying to boost their immune system. So we did get from a holistic store, like, I guess I can just go ahead and go to CVS and get it. And we're still, being consumers at these particular pharmacies and healthcare stores. So look for that to go a little bit above $125 per share. Okay. Now, with that being said, Tip Ranks also has it. Okay. I want to see consistency here at $125 per share. Now, when we look at Market Watch, and I know if we look at the year to date, it doesn't look too good, but in the last year, because of the crisis, okay, give me 1 second, family. We're looking at 41.54% in the last year. And when we really dig into the financials here, we see that our earnings per share of 572 is absolutely phenomenal. That's an indicator to let you know that this company, this organization, this business is highly profitable. And your dividends, as I said before, okay, is around 55 cents, not 50 cents. So I was a little off there. 55 cents per share of CVS that you contain. Okay. Let's look at any pertinent news. Let's see here. We have CVS Health stock outperforms market on a strong trading day. COVID tests will be covered by insurance. Finding them is still an issue. CVS lifts 2021 earnings outlook. COVID testing and vaccines are the drivers. Again, as long as this COVID-19 scours through the earth, companies like CVS want to make a killing. Just remember, CVS gave the Department of Health and Human Services back their $43 million that they didn't even have to give back, right? It was a grant and they gave it back. $43 million. Damn. Why didn't I know somebody? But nonetheless, let's get into it, family. Because here's some more information to let you know that this stock is going to be profitable, okay? Midterm and long-term outlook from Yahoo Finance shows us that it's going to go up. That's positive. Here's another great indicator right here. It says near fair value. And what that means is that this stock is not worth what it should be. It means that it's essentially undervalued, okay? Buy low, sell high, and always invest in stocks that are undervalued versus overvalued, okay? Because a lot of times what you'll see is when you're looking at the average movement value of stocks, the one thing that you always want to look for is the amount of volume that they, averagely move. Then two, how much are they actually moving per day, right? So anytime you see a stock that's overvalued, you see a decrease, you see slowed movement averages of their value, meaning the amount of stocks that's being bought and the amount of stocks that's being sold. But when you are undervalued or near fair value, and when people start to retain and get informed of this information, you start seeing the movement averages move very rapidly and the share price skyrocketed up. So again, look here in the next 90 days or so to see a large increase, anywhere from 2 to 8% from CVS. Again, you don't have to buy an entire share. And we're going to get into how you can invest with just $5. Now, with whether it be WeBull, Robinhood, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, all of these now have a platform where you guys can invest in increments, okay, with fractional investing. Last but not least here, I want you to look at the financials once again, because I want to show you the worth of this particular stock, right? We see here third quarter highlights. Total revenue increased to $73 billion, up 10% compared to a prior year, okay? That's the main thing I want to look at you guys very quickly when we're talking about this stock. Last but not least, I took $5, my initial investment, annually for 1 year. CVS had a 40% return. So a $5 investment can get you $8.40 in just 1 year. So I'm gonna break this down even more so, because we know we're gonna invest more than $5, right, family? So take, for instance, we invested $50 a month, just $50 a month. And I know that you guys can do that. So I'm gonna do the math very quickly here using this calculator. And we're gonna do this 1 year at 40%. And we're gonna calculate. We made $71.40 off our investment, okay? Now, let's start using compound interest. So now I'm gonna say 5 years, okay? I'm sorry, how much per year? Give me 1 second, 40%. I think I'm slightly off here. How much you're going to invest per year? Okay, I see. We're going to do monthly at 50. How much per year? So we take, let's see, times 12. Doing the math here, family. All right, so we're looking at around $600. See, $50 per month. My initial investment is $50, and then we're going to do $50 per month. And then we're going to do 5 years at 40% a rate of return. We're going to calculate here. Look at this, family. In 5 years, this off your basic investment, you could make $9,893, okay? And we're just going off the current return. So let's lower this expectation because this is high. Let's cut this in half. Let's see how much this would turn out to be. Calculate. We're looking at $5,307. Okay. So I just want to give you that information because I believe that a little can go a long way over the course of time, because most of you can invest $25 from a month and not even miss the $25. And when I start getting into those 25, 50, most people, believe it or not, when I look at their budget, I can free up anywhere from $100 to $200 that you guys can, one, invest in the stock market, two, buy cryptocurrencies and tokens and NFTs, three, invest in futures and Forex trading, four, invest in yourself by doing certifications, five, invest inside your kids with a 5 to 9 college plan, six, open up a trust. I can name these all day. There's so much that I know that you guys are overspending in some areas and buying things that you necessarily don't need. Where are you going to be when you're 50? Where are you going to be when you're 60? Are you going to have money coming in or money saved up or money invested to take care of yourself? These are some of the things that you guys need to be very cognizant of and be aware of, looking far out. Good morning, Jermaine Anderson, and good morning, Miss One. Nice to see you, ma'am. Nonetheless, this is Financial Literacy 101. And again, don't let stock price scare you. Look at the value of that stock, short term or long term. Whatever type of investor that you look in, that you are, that is how you have to look at that stock. If you are a day trader, then mostly you're looking at percentage increase and decrease and the average volume that a stock moves per day, because that'll help you play the market. If you are a swing trader, then you're looking anywhere from a month to 3 months, most likely, sometimes even weeks. And you're still looking at those indicators as well. Long term, you're just looking for, intrinsic values. You're looking at EPS. You're looking at earnings reports. You're looking at revenues, and you're looking at everything, because eventually, like, hey, I want to make sure that if I'm putting my money in this stock each and every month, that long term is going to make me some good cash. And don't forget, they have dividends. So, and I always tell people, don't take out your dividends, reinvest your dividends, because it's kind of like old school ground beef patties. You just keep packing it, right? And you keep compounding dividends and reinvesting, and it multiplies the amount of your earnings each and every month. You guys have a great and wonderful day. Learn money and be inspired.